What's up YouTube, Interiors here, hope you're doing well. Today's video is kind of just for fun for anyone out there who is a producer or a beat maker or really anyone who uses a DAW to record audio of any kind. If you record music, I'm sure you, like me, probably enjoy hoarding plugins to some extent. For myself, I particularly love going on the hunt for any really good free plugins that are out there. Of course, in the world of free plugins, there is a lot of garbage. However, there's also a lot of really good and wildly powerful free plugins out there when you can find them. So today I'm just going to go over 3 of my personal favorite plugins that I've been using a lot recently. Of course, there's going to be links to download all of these plugins down in the description to the video below, so you can check that out if you want to actually get any of these and try them out for yourself. And since we're on the topic of plugins, I'm going to drop a quick plug in. Subscribe to my channel if you like today's video, and also like today's video if you like today's video. I have new videos coming every week, so yeah, definitely make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And without any further ado, let's plug it in. Alright, so here I am in my Reaper project. This is just a little like electronic chill wave kind of song that I've been working on recently, and it's a good example because all 3 of the plugins that I wanted to talk about today are actually used quite a bit in this project, so I can give at least 1 or 2 examples of each and how I kind of apply them and what I like about them. So the first plugin I'm going to talk about today is called Crush with a K, and it's made by Tridic or I'm not sure, Tridic, something like that. Tridic Crush. If you've watched any of my live streams over on Twitch, you've probably seen me use this plugin quite a bit. I use it all the time. It's basically kind of your standard low pass, high pass filter, bit crusher kind of thing. So over here, you can kind of control your filter settings, toggle between your low pass and your high pass, adjust your frequency and your resonance. And then over on this side, you've got your drive, which is literally kind of a distortion control, and the crush, which is like a bit crush, also kind of a distorting sound type thing. So that allows you to kind of mess with the sound in several different ways. Most times when I use crush, I actually automate it rather than setting it at a specific setting and leaving it there. The automation allows me to use this plugin to create really big swells and things like that. Which are great for kind of like introducing a big drop or a big breakdown or anything like that in any kind of music. So a good example of where I use this is on this filtered strings track that I have here. When the strings end from the chorus section, they filter down for this little brief kind of refrain, and then they filter right back up, and you'll hear kind of what that sounds like. So you could even see as that was going, you could see the frequency filter kind of moving. So yeah, I basically tend to use Crush more in an automation sense like that. However, I also will use it in a set it and forget it type sense as well sometimes. But either way, I find it to be actually a pretty versatile little bit crusher filter plugin, especially for how simple the controls are and easy to understand it is. The next plugin I wanted to talk about is a super simple plugin, and I wasn't even sure if I should include it at first because of how simple it is. But I actually realized I've been using it so much lately, I kind of felt the need to put it on this list. It's a free plugin and I use it on like every track in this project. And it's a Reverb plugin, and the plugin is actually made by Reverb, the like music retail website, who I've bought several instruments from over the years. Shout out to Reverb. But they have this free Reverb plugin on their site called Reverb Solo, and I forget where I even found out about it. It might have been on Plugin Boutique. Shout out to Plugin Boutique too. If you're not familiar with them, I'll have a link in the description. It's a great website for finding all kinds of plugins, both free and the most high-end paid-for stuff you could imagine. So yeah, definitely check out Plugin Boutique. So as you can see, this is basically the most simple possible reverb plugin of all time. All you've got is a room size knob control, and you've got a wet dry blender at the bottom. And for how simple it is, this thing really sounds great. Sure, it can be nice to have a ton of really specific controls, but for the kind of use cases that I'm using reverb in a lot of the time, I don't need a lot of that. I really just need something to smooth out the track a little bit, or I might need something to make it sound completely cavernous, and I don't need a lot of controls to be able to do that. So I'll just give you a quick example of one of the tracks where I used it in this project on my strings track. I'll play you the strings without the reverb first and let you hear what that sounds like. All right, so like really nice strings, beautiful, loving that. But let's toss some reverb on it. One more time without. So like they're perfectly fine without it, but it just, I don't know, it just smooths it out like butter. For these strings especially too, it sounds great, at least in my opinion. So if you're looking for a really super simple as a pimple reverb plugin, I would definitely check this one out, man. All right, the last plugin I want to talk about is a synth VST that I found recently called Vital. Apparently it's pretty well known. I just had not heard of Vital until pretty recently. Now, to be completely transparent, Vital is a plugin that has like tiers to it. So they have higher paid versions that are available with way bigger feature sets, but they also have like a free tier version, which I got just out of curiosity, and I can't believe how powerful this plugin is. It makes me wonder how insane the higher end version is, because it already does more than I need it to do just in the free version. So I want to get into that a little bit. So I'll actually show a couple different examples of sounds that I have in here from Vital, because actually every single one of my synth and strings tracks in here is all generated by Vital. So I already played you the strings in both of my first two examples, so you've already heard what they sound like, but I kind of want to get into some of the other like fun effects that I have in here. So I've got these two, like what I call space tracks. So it's kind of like these little beep synth sounds with a bunch of delay here. So you can kind of get the sense there. And then I have the this other space track where it's a similar type of thing, but it's in a different octave and the delay is set to a different rhythm, so they kind of bounce off of each other. So this is what that sounds like. I just realized I haven't even opened up the plugin yet. What am I doing over here? Okay. So this is Vital. At least this is what I'm doing in Vital right now. So you've got your kind of different oscillators here on the main screen, where you can start with one of their presets, or you can start totally from scratch and making a kind of patch for yourself. And then over on the right side is your different envelope controls, so you can set your envelopes however you want them. And then over in your next screen here, the effects, they've got this whole signal chain built in here with like delay, distortion, compressor, chorus, like everything here. You can customize the order that they're in, drag them around, turn them off and on, so you could like completely build your own signal path. It's kind of like having sub plugins within a plugin. It's pretty sweet. I don't really use these too much, but it's like it's here if I need it. So yeah, I'm just a really big fan of Vital because of how versatile I've found it to be. I've actually had an easier time in Vital building my own synth patches than I have in pretty much any other plugin in the past. Now, admittedly, I'm not the best with that, which is probably why I've had an easier time with it in Vital, because it's probably a little bit more dumbed down towards my skill level with building synth patches. But either way, it's for me, it's tended to work really well so far. Like I said, I have it on every single track in this project I'm playing for you right now. So it's, yeah, I find it to be really powerful and sounds really good and really easy to use. And it's free. I'll give you one more example of a sound I have in here from Vital. This is my synth pad. This kind of sits a little bit quieter underneath the strings, and I basically just use it to thicken up the strings. Yeah, and then here combined with the strings. Alright, so that's Vital and some of the synth sounds I've been able to get out of there, and that's going to wrap me up for my 3 plugins here. Alright, well that's all I've got today for my current 3 favorite free plugins. If you're still here, I appreciate you watching until the end. If you liked today's video, I've done a few other videos with similar recording related content. You can watch another one of those right here. And please subscribe to my channel if you like my videos, turn on notifications, like today's video if you like today's video. Follow me on Instagram over at interiors_music, that's right here. Follow me on Twitch at YPSound, and pick up some merch from my merch store. Links to all down in the description, and I hope you have a great one.